you can't even imagine the size of the cereals show. Normally it's in Lincolnshire, maybe for 1 year only, although there's rumours it might come back. We've gone to Mr. Clarkson's farm at Diddley Squat in Oxfordshire. There is all sorts here for everybody. There's a vast amount of equipment providers, there's drones, there's all the spraying companies, everything you can imagine with the agricultural sector. But there is really something for everybody. Having walked around yesterday, I think you could walk solidly for half a day and not see everything. I've never seen so much farming equipment, and some of it huge. Propel can help farmers in so many different ways. There are not a lot of traditional banks that will do hire purchase for smaller farms, certainly. So we can help with tractors, trailers, combines. We can help with sustainability, with solar panels. We can help with new technologies. Done a lot of robotic milking parlours, new technologies in food manufacturing. And we can do refinance. So tenant farmers that don't own the land but want to raise some money to get a deposit, we can help with refinance. So many different ways that we can help. And we've come round to look at some of the kit that we're financing within Propel. Some of the massive John Deere equipment. You can see one of the combines. These are absolutely enormous. It has to be seen to be believed. Let's just have a little walk around the front here. But some of the new kit that's coming up is just absolutely phenomenal, and the technologies is just incredible. So if we just look down the line of this is actually an HD50. I'm not even going to guess how long this is, but it is a huge piece of machinery. And if I swing round to the side actually and just come over here, this is a Kramer piece of machinery. You can see how far this is actually going up in the air. It's absolutely enormous, and there's farmers everywhere looking at this kit. If we just wander around, we've got some of the new technology tractors here, and these are just phenomenal beasts. They really are. This is another Kramer one in front of us, brand new. The manufacturers are telling me that they're selling stuff literally off of the show today. People putting in pre-orders for kit. So yeah, this is some of the kit that we're doing. Of course we'll finance new kit. We're completely independent, so we're not tied to any particular dealership. You can buy from John Deere, you can buy from Kramer, you can buy from Class, anywhere at all. Equally, we're just as happy to fund second-hand kit. If you don't want to pay the prices, I can't even imagine how much some of this is, but if you don't want to pay the prices for the new stuff, we'll fund about the second-hand kit. And actually, if you've got some kit already which you own, which is unencumbered with no finance on, we can also look at refinance to raise money. We've done one recently where somebody had a collection of John Deere's and we've raised the finance for him to start a farm shop. Absolutely phenomenal kit, guys. I just can't tell you the size of some of this machinery. It's just amazing. So let's keep wandering around the show and we'll find a few more bits and pieces to have a look at. Propel has come to the cereals show basically to meet farmers, to meet our existing customers. We're in the Farmers Gym Bar. We sponsored it with Barclays to meet Barclays customers. Our initial intention was probably to get the brand name out there a lot more. Actually, in effect, it's worked out quite differently, that we've spoken to a lot of farmers that were looking for finance. When they asked us where we'd like to be, I said I'd like to be right here in the middle of what they call the horseshoe, next to the Farmer's Dog Pub and the farm shop, which is exactly where they put us. They created a new location. We've got tea and coffee station at the back, and we've been serving bacon butties in the morning. We're doing free gin cocktails for our customers and the Barclays customers in the afternoon. Okay, so we're over to the bar now, and it's cocktail hour, and we've got Hedgerow Royale that we're serving to our customers, and a Caleb Cooler. So I think I'm going to have a sip of both and see which one I prefer. Caleb's coming in a minute, so we're saving him one, and so is Jeremy as well. So It's just a really nice space in a very, very central location.
Welcome along to Barclays and Propel's morning breakfast. You are very welcome, and it's lovely that the sun has come out for us this morning.
Both mornings at 10 o'clock, we've done a panel discussion on stage with Barclays and Propel.
What I'd like to do to begin with is just share a bit of a view over the next few minutes on how we at Barclays see the economy and what that means for farmers. And the geopolitical risks certainly haven't gone away. Energy markets remain jumpy, and oil very much spiked during the Middle East flare up and remains persistently high. And although those prices have eased back a little bit, it's still well above where they were pre-crisis. And that obviously feeds straight into fuel, fertilizer and logistics, which is very much at the forefront of our minds within the farming industry. Now, people in this tent will very much know that, but on the cost side, the pressure is still very real. Fertilizer remains high following the start of the crisis. Red diesel remains elevated despite a very nominal duty reduction by the government. And generally, fuel bills themselves are higher than they were, even though the natural gas spike is not as big as what we saw during the Ukraine and Russia crisis. So the crux of that is that capital remains under strain, and for many arable businesses, that will be a headwind in the next 12 to 18 months. So when you put costs and prices together, the squeeze on businesses is very obvious. And margins are tight, and for many businesses, they'll stay tight throughout the year. And that's before we factor in the unwinding of obviously the government support schemes that many arable businesses were very reliant upon.
Let's go over to Val Lear, who's our head of sales at Propel. Val, clearly we fund lots of different things for farmers. Do you want to just talk a little bit more about how we work with farmers, from doing one transaction to putting credit limits in place, and I guess the coverage and expertise you've got across your team?
So we've got a team of 30 coverage sales across the country that cover agricultural customers. What do we do? The primary question is, how do we support agricultural customers? We'll lend anything from £5,000 and we'll put credit facilities in for up to 25 million. Credit lines for agricultural customers seem to be easy, so that when you're out and about, if you're wanting to purchase something, all we need to do is you either give us the invoice or you tell us who we need to invoice for that asset. We get most decisions up to 100k, it will be within 24 hours. Instantaneous actually, up to 100k, but most of our decisions, even for credit lines, it's within 48 hours. So it's about how do we try and do this, that it's quick, it's slick, and it makes it easy for you.
Can I go back to Dana? Dana, I'm interested. Who would have ever thought that Barclays would be talking about a partnership with Dyson? How can people in the audience potentially get involved with that or benefit from that?
We know that farmers learn best from other farmers, and so what we're doing is we have basically taken that model and then worked with Dyson Farms. And what we do with Dyson Farms is obviously a working farm in Lincolnshire, but also Dyson Farms has the ability to trial a lot of different innovation across their farms. We at Barclays also have a very large ecosystem of agri-technology founders, and so what we do at Dyson is we open the gates and we bring our farmers and our agri-tech founders together. Our agri-tech founders will often be trialling their tech on the working farm at Dyson, and it's a great opportunity for our farmers to have a look at tech in action without that high upfront cost that often goes with technology. When we speak to our farmers a lot, they tell us that they want to use more tech. Many of our farmers for many years, have been tracking their soil health or, looking at different data within their business. But actually one of the biggest barriers to entry is, of course, those high upfront costs, particularly for new technology that's unproven. People down the road haven't trialed it out, so there is that barrier. We want to basically create a space where actually we can come, agri-tech founders can basically showcase their technology and hear from founders about what they like and what they don't like about that tech as well. And it's just a really nice two-way partnership there.
Okay, so one of the really interesting things about cereals is that they've actually been planting stuff, a lot of wheat and seed over the last few months. So we just saw over here the spring linseed, and directly behind me is the canary seed. So this is showing farmers the different qualities of these. This is a wheat, and I've got one here that's actually dyed. So this is a canary seed wheat. Some of these are quite new grains, and these have been planted clearly some weeks ago. So, I mean, the planning of this has been going on for some time. What we are finding now more than ever is that farmers who would not have traditionally borrowed are now looking to borrow. This kit, it does not come cheap. You know, if you want to buy new with the best technology, the best of everything inside, you could be talking a lot of money for these kits. Hence, I think why we're seeing more and more people wanting to do it on finance, over 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, with certainty of what their payments are going to be over that period. Interest rates have been going up and down. I think peace of mind when you're buying a bit of kit over 5 years is really, really valued by the farmers, certainly the ones we've spoken to today.
Please do mingle, help yourselves to bacon and sausage rolls and grab a picture with the Premier League trophy.
Do you know, it's been really interesting talking to farmers here. Farmers are hugely robust and trying all sorts of things, but it is tough out there for them. This is the end of day 2 at Cereals 2026. I gotta be honest with you, we're damp, we're muddy, we're cold, but wow, what a 2 days. Today has been raining since about 8 o'clock in the morning, but in the good old fashioned English way, the farmers have been out in force, and honestly, what a couple of days. My takeaways from this are, my God, are farmers robust? They are trying to survive, they're trying to thrive, they're looking at sustainability, they're looking at technology, they're looking at diversification, but they have had a tough time. But they appreciate the bank, they appreciate us giving them funding. I think the need for asset finance is more than ever. We have come away with more leads than we could have ever imagined. It has been an amazing couple of days.
'Cause holy cow, I love your eyes.
Thank you so much to our brilliant partners at Barclays Agriculture who've been out in force. We've had tenant farmers looking to ask how they can buy farms. We've had their existing customers coming in that we've had chats with. It's been a brilliant couple of days. A really well organised show. I got to admit, there's times that we felt like we were on the Amazon set. We've talked to Caleb, and I've talked to Gerald. What a character, absolutely amazing as well. We've literally had film crews all over the place. It's been an experience of a lifetime.
Let's get out there and enjoy the show, shall we? Thank you all very much, and thank you to the Hawkston Farmers Choir.
And well done to the British farming population. You are absolute troopers. You've got through COVID, you've got through a war, but I just want to say from Propel, we are super proud to support the UK agricultural industry. We are going nowhere. If you want tractors, trailers, combines, new technologies, robotic milking, sustainability, solar panels on your roof, or you want to refinance some existing kit, down to soft credit lines, we're here, we're going nowhere, we're with you side by side, and what an amazing couple of days. Thank you so much to everybody.